This is 10 Minutes With, and I'm here with September from September Mourning.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I love your microphone.
Thank
It's like
you.
an old school blue or something. It's really nice.
So how's the tour going?
It's amazing. Aftershock was incredible. Thank you, Danny, for having us. Danny always puts on great festivals, so we're always very privileged to be a part of his entertainment for the day.
And how is Manson doing?
Well, I don't know. We haven't started with him yet, but I'm sure he's doing just fine. It's been a minute since we've toured together, so I'm very excited to go back out with him. He was our first tour, and now he's going to be when we're a little bit more gotten our stuff together. So we're very excited to hit those markets again with him, and I'm excited to see him as a person, so that'll be fun.
It's very exciting. And I want to ask you a little bit about where you grew up and what were you like as a child?
Oh, I don't think we want to talk about that. I'm just kidding. No, I grew up in New York City. I love New York. It's like my favorite city on the planet. As a child, I mean, I was always very like artistic and I love stories and I love telling stories and listening to stories and movies and TV and film and creating something out of nothing costume wise and things like I was just always that kid that was always making things and then singing and art and creative and dancing. I just kind of did it all, and so I think that this project pretty much encompasses puts that all into perspective as it is.
You get to let your creativity fly here, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so great about the project I'm doing. It's very much that.
So who are some of your early musical influences?
Well, my mom and my dad listened to everything from jazz to new wave to Bowie to Kiss to Metallica. My my uncle listened to death metal. Not even kidding. And so I had this like weird, like classical jazz, rock, Alice Cooper theatrical stuff, and then death metal. So I think that kind of like sculpted my musical influence as a child. My dad also loved the Beatles. So songwriting wise, I think they're as solid as it gets. So there's that.
The Beatles.
Yeah, Beatles. They could write a song.
And how is the band formed?
Well, basically, I don't really like calling it a band because it's more of like a transmedia project, and it was a concept back in 2009. Like I had this idea for this storyline. I approached Mark Silvestri with it. We made it into this pretty epic tale of these reapers and supernatural powers against humanity, and the antagonist would be Fate, and then the protagonist would be September, and she's this human reaper hybrid that was created because the reaper was sent to get her soul, fell in love with her, gave her his powers, and she became this hybrid. So now she's like this Valkyrie for humanity. So she's there to like help save the world basically, and from these supernatural beings that are being leaked in from this place called Mortem. So it's like this really epic, if you're into comic books and supernatural things and stuff like that, it's definitely something to be seen.
Who's your favorite comic book character?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. I mean, I'd have to go back to like the easy one that everybody loves, but the reason why I love it is because of the origin story. It's Batman. Like his origin story is so across the board. Everybody's felt this before. Maybe your parents haven't died when you were young, but the whole like having to pick yourself up from that really dark place, but still having that dark person inside of you. It's almost like he became this split personality, and like September's like that too. She has this split personality where she's this human, but she's this reaper, and it's kind of like they constantly battle each other, and it's almost like you don't know which one's the real one and which one's not. In Bruce Wayne and in Batman, it's almost like Batman is really who he is, but Bruce Wayne is this mask that he puts on. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities there.
Thank you. Okay. And then do you have any advice for young kids going through dark circumstances or going through anything in their life?
I mean, the project is all about death. It's all about darkness. It's all about lifting yourself up from that place and getting yourself out of that place. And a lot of times, I think that what puts us in those places are the limitations that other people instill on ourselves. And the big thing that I preach to, not preach, but like that I say to our children of faith, you know, our followers, is that the only limitations that you have are the ones that you put on yourselves. It's not anybody that could maybe judge you for your hair, or your clothes, or like what you know, who you dated, or who you date, girl or boy, or both, or, you know, it doesn't matter. It's all about you and like your internal clock and your internal struggle to be greater than you were the day before. And if people would just realize that, I think there would be a lot more lightness out there than darkness.
Awesome. All right, and I have one last question. I would love to close it with that, but I got to ask, where do you see September Mourning in 3 years?
I mean, hopefully we're a lot bigger and we can do a lot more theatrical things on stage. I have a whole list of things that I want to do. And I think that just takes time, takes development of the characters. We have a bunch of comic books that are going to be coming out. We have a bunch of storylines that are going to be coming out. So, you know, it's just developing the characters and the storylines and doing it through different mediums, maybe not just music or just comic books, but there's other ways to do it. So we're very excited to start doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Beth Pintridge, and I've been here with September from September Mourning at Aftershock 2015.